What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I am Chris.
I'm Drew.
And we are back with another episode of Bad Batch. This is Season 2, Episode 12. We've got, what, 4 more episodes left after this one? Ish? Perhaps?
Don't ask me. Apparently I've been doing bad math.
I don't know. I don't know. That's speculation
We
based
had
on
2
the first
shows
episode.
where my episode count was wrong. I assume this is 16. I believe I read it 16.
They could have changed it. Make it a lot longer. I don't know. But at any rate, we had last episode, we had the return of the Zilla Beast.
Yes.
Or at least a clone of one.
Yes.
Which we had an interesting discussion about the hardness that in relation to Beskar and Durasteel and all that thing and whatnot. And it was, we got introduced to a new doctor. Very on the nose last name, Dr. Hemlock.
Okay.
What?
You said doctor in that way, and so I was waiting for you to make a Doctor Who joke.
No, I was not.
Okay.
Let's make that Doctor Who joke.
We have a new doctor, and I'm like, I was waiting for it.
Okay, well, nope. I wasn't going to go there.
Well,
didn't even plan on it. Didn't even think about it. So, we got to go back to that secret base where they took all the Kaminoans, or at least some of them. One of them.
Nala said.
Yeah, she's being very uncooperative. So they went and got. It's not Lama Su. What the Prime Minister?
Lama Su.
Yeah. Okay, it was Lama Su. All right. Nala Se was the one that got shot on the planet. Yeah, okay, anyways. During the whole Cad Bane stealing Omega thing. So they're planning on actually, I guess, blackmailing Nala Se into helping by holding Omega over her head.
Well, yeah, now we know.
Yeah.
Now they know about Omega.
Yes.
There's a clone, a special clone.
A special clone. So, yeah. So they ended up capturing the beast in a tank. Yep. And then, boop, there they go. Yeah, it was. I don't think. Like, I was speculating it was probably probably modified from the original a little bit, but it still had that design. And I think our crew made mention actually of it. I think it was like Echo or not Echo. It was Tech. Yeah.
Yeah, Tech.
Tech. Actually called it the Zilla Beast. So that was an interesting callback to Rebels.
Yeah.
So I think from going here forward, we're probably going to be dealing with some cloning shenanigans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But only way to really know is to watch and find out.
Let's do it.
So let's do this. All right. Bad Batch. The Outpost. Hey!
Crosshair! We missed you, buddy.
CT-9904. You're out of uniform.
This is my uniform.
Fantastic. More clones.
Problem, sir.
Yes. I don't like used equipment.
Ooh, that's harsh. So this is going to be a Crosshair episode.
Yep.
A solo Crosshair. Well, I'd say solo.
Going to Barton 4.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this guy is very xenophobic. Specifically towards clones.
That's not xenophobia. That's more like racism.
For now, I am in charge here until the cargo is transported.
I feel safer already.
Look here, clone. You speak to me with respect.
In my experience, respect is something to be earned. You, know the lieutenant well? 2 hours too long, I bet.
Who's been attacking the depot?
Locals. Raiders. Last few attacks caught us off guard.
How did they bypass the sensors?
Conditions have degraded our equipment. I requested replacements, but got none.
Why? What's inside those crates?
Yeah, I wonder that myself. Every
Ooh.
day.
You don't know.
Apparently it's above a clone trooper's pay grade.
Funny. Now that a lot of clone troopers don't have a payday
Going to
anymore.
scout, don't call her.
Oh. He only wounded them. Whoever it was.
So that's how they snuck past our defenses.
Tunnels underneath.
Yeah, underground. Well, I think it's a natural tunnel, but. Oh.
He didn't get far.
Not sure what bothers me more. He's wearing armor stolen off my men. Whether his codes just left him here.
No point in carrying dead weight.
Remind me not to die on your watch.
Funny.
What unit were you with?
It doesn't matter.
Humor me. I could use the distraction.
Clone Force 99.
What happened to them?
They're gone.
And here we are, the survivors.
Hmm.
Whoa, 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 don't pick up your foot yet. Wait until I tell you, then lift it. But real slow like. I'll wait around the bend. If I don't hear a boom, then I'll know it worked.
That you're confident in your work.
Oh, I'm confident. I'm just not stupid.
Monday. There. Well, that works. Oops.
Uh-oh. Crosshair make big boom.
Avalanche.
Gear. We've been risking our lives to recover equipment we could have been wearing this whole time.
Oh.
It's not clone trooper gear.
Stormtrooper?
Yep.
Right. New toys for the shiny new military. And we get the scraps. After all the clowns have done. All we sacrificed. We're good soldiers. We followed orders. And for what?
No, okay. Okay, big avalanche. Oh.
I was gonna say, did Mayday just sacrifice himself?
Maybe. It's like doing stranded on, I don't know, Hoth Wastelands vibes.
Yeah. That's what I was like. They look like Tusken Raiders, just snow instead of
Yeah.
sand.
I don't know, but they did have like some technology or something. I don't know if it was a helmet or something attached to the back of their heads.
See, I thought it was like more of like a goggle situation, like a strap.
Step aside! Step aside! About time you two returned.
He needs a medic.
I see you didn't retrieve the crates, which means you failed your mission.
Did you hear what I said? Help him.
Certainly not. That would be a waste of the Empire's resources.
You could have saved him.
Perhaps you didn't hear me. He is expendable. As are you. And if you speak to me again with such disrespect, I'll see to it you meet a similar fate, clone.
Ooh. Well, that's a definitive image.
Mm-hmm. Oh!
Yep. I figured that was going to happen.
And none of the other stormtroopers have anything to say to it?
Oh. Oh, now he's in
Some sort of prison.
some sort of prison.
904. Or do you prefer Crosshair?
Where am I?
I'm holding you for observation. Once you've healed, the doctor will come for you.
Who are you?
She works for Doctor.
Remain calm. Cooperate, and you might survive.
She's the one that works with Dr. Hemlock.
Hemlock. That's. I think I remember seeing her last last episode.
Okay. Alright, so what was the dude's name? Lieutenant
Lieutenant Nolan.
Nolan. Okay.
You were close with no clones.
Yeah, okay.
D. Bradley Baker voiced the Vulture scream.
Ice Vulture.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, he's also, Mayday and Beach. So,
of
that,
course.
duh.
Yeah. Well, alright.
But they give the Stormtrooper a completely different voice. So that's
Yeah,
going to be
because
interesting.
they have to.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting moving forward.
They kind of have to because, Well, I have to say I wasn't really expecting it, but, well, at least not in this episode, but
Was this
we
our first
did
Stormtrooper?
get, what?
Is this our first time getting a Stormtrooper since Palpatine showed up?
Nah, I don't know. But I was going to say that this is a Crosshair centric episode. It's
Yes.
just Crosshair. Well, now deceased Commander Mayday.
Yes.
Apparently he was stuck there forever.
A year, yeah.
Yeah.
So basically it's like, Order 66, go guard the outpost.
Or he was doing it beforehand. I mean, it's entirely possible. We don't know. No, I take that back. Maybe it was after that. I don't know. We'll see. Definitely since before the new TK project got approved by the Emperor himself.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, just a very Hoth-esque planet.
Yes.
Very cold. It's just miserable.
No wampum.
No wampas. but some sort of locals that they were just stealing equipment.
Yeah,
really.
That's probably to stay warm.
Yeah.
So the new equipment is probably thermal-regulated.
Maybe a little bit, yeah, I can see that, because I don't think, obviously Crosshair's isn't, but then again, he did lose his helmet.
Yeah.
In the avalanche there, so, body heat escapes up.
Yeah.
Heat rises. Yeah, and we got someone who's very outspoken against clones. Didn't like them, and just really didn't raise a finger to do much.
Yeah. I like the narrative decision for that to be Crosshair's breaking point.
Yeah. And from what we have seen, even in the season 1, but really, especially the second episode of third episode of the season.
Oh, the last Crosshair episode with Commander Cody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole
Tawny Ames.
The whole thing, and with him being confronted with everything that's been going on, and just kind of But he finally broke and killed Lieutenant Nolan.
Yeah.
I mean, I was expecting it. I didn't know it was going to happen right then and there, but at some point, yeah. But it was a very. I mean, it was a very depressing.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the word I'm looking for? I guess depressing episode. I guess.
Yeah.
Because we get more of the clones of just kind of being shoved to the side.
Yeah, absolutely. And we actually visibly saw it. It was like, you're being forcefully retired.
Well,
what are we supposed to do? You can direct all questions to the Imperial, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, well, it was like, enjoy your retirement. It was a forced retirement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sounded like a telemarketer. She was like, please direct all questions to da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
yeah.
Yeah, I've been on the phone with the VA before. That's what it sounds like.
Probably had to repeat that so many times, and it's just become monotonous toward the lady. Yeah, and then it was just... There was really nothing that... I guess you could say was important for the new stormtroopers. It's just, all they were doing was just guarding equipment. Gear for the new stormtroopers.
Yeah. That's it.
That's all it was.
We saw a helmet and a chest plate.
Yeah. Before the second avalanche happened.
Yes. And you failed your mission because you didn't recover the gear. Wow.
Yeah, well...
If you would have accomplished your mission, I might have saved him. But no, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
That was the tone he had, was like...
Yeah, it's hard to feel sympathy for being shot.
No, but the reaction time for the stormtroopers was crazy. Like, blaster fire is not quiet.
No. But,
5 seconds later. Wait, what was that?
Well, yeah, well...
It's like an NPC in a video game.
Or like, should we go check that out? Maybe, I don't know. He told us to do this. I don't know. You guys go and decide. Probably what it is. They drew straws to see who would do good.
But no, it must be an NPC. It's like, you shoot an arrow, lands right next to him. Shoot an arrow, lands right next to him. Shoot an arrow, lands right next to him. Shoots an arrow, lands at their feet. What was that?
It's like dialects don't look left and right on us. Whatever. You can hide down right in your peripheral and not be seen. Going down a straight hallway with no doors.
Well, just imagine the people that are like, the eye stalk is here, right?
Yeah.
And they're like just crawling right in front of them. Like,
Yeah. I mean,
identified as
yeah, this, I mean, really not much to talk about other than the fact that, yeah, you just really get to see more and more, I guess, the shoving aside of the clones and, throwing, the vestiges of what was the old Republic.
Yeah.
And eventually the last thing will be the Senate itself that will be thrown away. And Tarkin made that comment, and
How would the Senate be thrown away?
the Senate, it was episode 4. Do you remember? The Emperor dissolved the Senate.
I don't remember him dissolving the Senate because Leia introduced herself as the daughter of Senator Organa. This is diplomat. You are a spy and a terrorist.
That was after that. It was whenever Tarkin was on. They had her in the prison cell, and they're sitting around the table or whatever, and Tarkin walks in. The one guy is arguing.
That's right.
The rebellion will continue to gain support in the Imperial Senate, if blah blah blah. And then Tarkin walks in and says, "The Imperial Senate will no longer be of any concern to us. I have just got word that the Emperor has dissolved it permanently. The last vestige of the old Republic have been swept away."
That's right. As soon as you told me where it was in the movie, I was like, because I remember her using like, "This is a diplomatic mission.
Yeah,
you
that
are
was
a
at the
spy
very
and a
beginning.
terrorist."
Yeah, that was You just called your daughter you were part of the Rebel Alliance and a
Yeah.
spy. Take her away.
It's like the same thing as, "You are a liar and a thief."
You are out past your bedtime, young lady.
Oh
Sorry.
man! Every time we riff on Darth Vader, it makes me think
man.
of those robot chicken sketches,
Oh.
where it's like,
What the heck is an aluminum falcon? Oh, I'm sorry. He's crying.
and then there's the how it should have ended. Did you know I'm going to be a father? Yes.
Hey everyone! Have you heard the news? I'm a father! Woohoo! I have a son, stormtroopers!
Yeah. Well, had to have a little bit of levity after this very sad episode.
Yeah, that was like watching the Bad Batch version of The Last of Us. The Bad Batch of Us.
Except without fungus.
It's snow.
I mean, it was just. It's much different. It's. I see, sadly, parallels in real life.
Yeah.
This. It's now, unfortunately, within the last few years, maybe, that's been actually addressed.
Mm-hmm.
But for those soldiers who went through World War II, the Korean War, and even into just a tiny bit of the Vietnam War, did not have any sort of like real.
Right. Yeah.
They were sort of. They had their, I guess, VA or whatever it was, medical thing, but it wasn't necessarily. They weren't really delving into the whole PTSD or or retiring or whatever. It's just dealing with them after the fact, and I'm not going to get into too many specifics because that's just there is a song by Five Finger Death Punch that the music video is very, very eye-opening and stuff like that.
Are you referring to the song? I think you are.
Probably.
Bad Company?
No.
Okay, because I was gonna say that's a remake.
No. I'll have to show you later.
Okay, well, not a remake, a cover. That's the word I was looking for.
But anyways,
But yeah, we saw just how bad it can get for a clone in Obi-Wan.
Yes.
The beggar on the side of the street.
Beggar, they're just using it to panhandle with his helmet and stuff like that.
Yeah. And the thing about that is, there was people fighting for the clones. We saw that.
We saw,
but
a small handful, but obviously their voices get drowned out, shoved to the side.
Just like how Mon said, it's easier for me to be a nuisance because I can hide under the radar. So my question is, other than Chuchi, and maybe Bale, but Bale didn't really do anything other than reveal Rampart's treachery.
Right.
Are any of the other senators that claim to be clone friendly just doing it for clout, or
I don't know.
Or are they all on like Chuchi?
Chuchi is
very true honor.
Yeah, she seems very authentic.
Yes,
in her decisions, but I don't know. It just
that was
that does you question. I think with Bale, his thing. Eventually, I think he'll eventually shift to the more general, broad rebellion.
Yeah.
At some point, and I think he sees kind of the writing on the wall for the clones, and he will do what he can, but there he can focus his energies on the bigger problem.
Yeah. So,
the origin of the problem, shall we say. Palpatine, exactly.
So, with that said, the symbolism of the vulture circling Crosshair and a now dead clone commander.
Yeah.
Especially after Cody went AWOL and Rex has been
doing whatever with
Echo.
Yeah.
So, the symbolism of him being the last... essentially the last surviving voluntary clone.
Yeah.
Like, he volunteered to join the Empire.
To a certain degree, yes. Part of it was his chip being altered and whatnot that enhanced the Order 66, but I think after his head got injured and his chip had to be removed, he kept his decision.
Yeah. And then we watched how faithful he was to the Empire when he took out Tawny Ames right there in front of Cody, after Cody had just promised her, I will do everything in my power to make sure that the Empire listens to your concerns.
Nope.
Thank you, Rampart. Former Vice Admiral. But,
now, Class A scapegoat.
Yeah. So, my question is, do you think there's any chance of a Crosshair redemption and rejoining the Bad Batch? Or do you think that ship has sailed?
I don't know. It depends. I mean, could be room if somehow, some way that the rest of the group finds out about this particular medical facility. Maybe they just stumble upon it and then, hey, here's Crosshair. Why are you here? And,
let's save him.
Okay, and then he maybe, like, I don't know, gives his perspective, tells what had happened since they left him on Camino.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's been a minute.
I think probably out of all of them, Omega would probably be the first one to actually welcome him back.
Yeah.
The others, definitely, especially like Hunter or something like that, and Tech, really.
See, I figured it'd be Tech. It's like, you shot at us.
Wrecker, he would, I don't know.
Headbutt him and then give him a hug.
Probably. But the others would probably take a lot longer.
So,
if he were to go back, but I don't know. It could also be the fact that this whatever medical facility he's at, they're going to.
Tantus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to do with him.
I don't know.
The lady said, "If you cooperate, you might survive." That's comforting to know. Thanks.
Reminds me of Ajax and Deadpool.
Yeah.
But so
Got his name from Soup. Sorry.
So I agree with your theory because about Omega being the first one to welcome him back, because
she was the one
when
that
she
knew.
was talking about missing Echo. She said first Crosshair, now Echo. It's like our family's falling apart.
Yeah.
They
They could really easily. I mean, at the.
or
I
she
don't know.
said squad. She might not have said family. She might have said squad.
Squad, yeah.
Because
she refers it to a squad because that's what Hunter refers it to and whatnot.
Yeah.
It could also go some way. This would be very dark. I don't know if they have plans for season 3. Maybe they do. I don't know.
I haven't heard anything yet.
They
and
could
we're more than halfway done.
They could really go Empire Strikes Back-esque with this at the end. We could actually lose
The Bad Batch.
Crosshair, at least.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, he could die.
Yeah.
Or anybody else on the team could die easily. And it just kind of goes really sideways. Something... I mean...
I feel like Dave Filoni wouldn't have created the Bad Batch without giving them something to do. And so far, they haven't really done anything in the big scope.
No. Because at this point, there's really no big scope other than the fact that there's clones out there that need help or whatever now that they are forcibly retired.
Yeah.
And, I mean... The only other thing is there are small resistance pockets popping up here and there.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's about it. But nothing like on the scale that we see later on, like in Rebels or anything like that, where there's an actual little bit more organized resistance, or even during Andor.
That's what I was exactly what I was going to say. I was going to say, like, them running into a young Luthen.
I don't know. If they do, it might be something next season. If they do, or later on, if they have more... I don't know.
That's my biggest thought, because...
But that would be... He'd only... Well...
But the thing is about that, I feel like if Luthen had been cast in this show, it would have been announced or leaked by now, because we knew Fennec Shand, before Season 1 had even premiered, was going to be in Season 1. Or at least... I did, because I follow the news and stuff.
I don't.
But, but I feel like if Luthen, after his awesome performance in Andor, was going to be in Season 1, you know what I mean?
Season 3. Season 2.
Yeah, that's what,
Whatever
sorry.
this is.
I was thinking Andor Season 1.
No.
Bad Batch Season 2 was going to be in it. Someone would have said something by now.
Yeah. Unless... they are actually being really, really tight hammered, on something. But
I don't know. We only got 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
I feel like something would have leaked by now.
Maybe. So
I'm just waiting to figure out what is the purpose of the Bad Batch, because I love the show. Don't get me wrong.
I mean,
but
they
so
got to do
haven't
more
really
than
done anything.
They got to do more than just do jobs for Sid and whatnot.
And the whole first season was about finding out about the chips, getting the chips taken out. Camino's destroyed. Sid, Crosshair. Sid. 2-part arc on Coruscant. Sid, Crosshair. It's...
I don't know. I mean, it's just...
I don't know.
I don't know. It's just... Maybe that's just... I don't know. Maybe I'm sure there is going to be something that's going to come up within the next episodes, or something that's going to happen. that kind of maybe not necessarily ties the entire season together, but actually, okay, we have a clearer purpose now for what we're doing as opposed to just doing odd jobs for Sid. Even though that's been a good thing to a certain degree.
Yeah.
And still, I did find it was interesting that Crosshair, knowing full well that the Bad Batch and all of them are still alive.
Yeah, I put that in my notes. I forgot to mention that too.
He doesn't call them out being dead, and I don't think it's because it's Disney and Disney don't say dead or kids shows don't say dead.
No, I think he was covering for him.
I think he was just saying gone and just left it at that, because that can be interpreted a plethora of different ways.
Exactly, I think he was covering
the way
for them.
Mayday obviously took it as the way he really intended it. It was just like, okay, they're gone, and they're dead, they're not gonna, that sort of thing. And it didn't seem like he was really too familiar with the Clone Force 99 was. He was just like, oh, okay, what happened to them? It's just like some other rando commando, clone trooper battalion or whatever.
Yeah.
So not everybody, I guess, knew about the Bad Batch.
Apparently not.
It was only certain groups, I guess, and then the rest was just like weird hearsay and rumor and
but based
legend.
On facial hair, what generation was Mayday? If he's a commander,
we don't know because he could have
two.
Possibly. We don't really know because we don't know how fast Jango's facial hair grows. I mean, us from the people that in real life that we know, some people can grow facial hair just like that. I mean, a week and it's been like, oh, boom! I'm Hobo Man. I'm a Mountain Man, and for me, it's like a week and I barely have a scruff.
Yeah,
and
I haven't been clean shaven in a while.
So.
I usually keep it trimmed, but it grows pretty quick.
Yeah.
I mean, this grows like crazy. I just shaved like 4 days ago.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be something like that. I mean, they were stuck there. Commander Mayday and his group were stuck there for at least a year, at least.
Yeah.
And I can foresee that all just them there guarding this inventory, as it were, and nobody else is showing up, and okay, all right, and they just kind of let themselves go.
Yeah.
So they can grow a beard or.
See, because the only ones we've seen really with facial hair are Rex, Wolf.
Yeah. The one on the planet that Obi-Wan, the one had basically he had big, almost like bushy ZZ Top beard.
Yeah. But also,
the
way that they age, that was interesting.
Yeah, I mean it is accelerated, yes, but even still, I think it's just
because I'd make that clone 15 years old.
Yeah. That's weird. He's a teenager. And he's already panhandling. Wow.
He didn't get his work permit.
Well, apparently you were given that when you were born as a clone. That's what the inhibitor chip was. That was dark. But I'm interested to see what they do with the rest of the season.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, they'll have to give us something to cliffhang us for the next season, whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't really have much else.
I don't either. I'm lost in speculation in my brain. So
yeah. And that it wasn't a very happy episode in
no, it really wasn't. It like you said, it hit a little close to home, particularly for
Yeah.
me and my compatriots.
Hmm.
So it was interesting.
Yeah.
No, not comrades.
Brothers. But hey, okay. Well, I guess that's going to wrap this up. So we'll be looking forward to the next episode. See what happens then. Until then, be sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, and do all the fun dingy things and all that fun jazz so you don't miss any episodes coming out. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye and be blessed, everyone.